like success.
I appreciate it.
And you are successful on your journey.
Yeah.
But we want to talk about some of the breakdown.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like the times where, like even with the Empower series, people don't see that they look at this and think everything's great.
Yeah.
But there's some struggle going on. You know, we have a funding issue this year.
Yep.
Right. But we're still moving forward. And my thought is, when there's a perception of scarcity, do more.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
But I want to know about your ups and downs, and just give you the mic to share that so that we can know the real path of entrepreneurship.
Man. And so that was the real reason. And that's what we talked about beforehand, right? I want to be as genuine and as authentic as possible with people to get them to understand that just because I look good right now doesn't mean that everything's going on great behind the cameras, right? Behind the cameras, there's some big challenges right now. So 1120, my company, 1120 Ventures, right now is having financial issues. We have lost a lot of clients due to whatever recession and funding and all this other stuff at the moment, and we're in the red, right? We're in a position where we really can't function as a company, and I'm dumbing down on some of the solutions that I have and focusing in on just a few to try and add value to the people that I have at the moment. People don't understand that, you know, I can't pay some of the services at the moment that I have. I can't pay myself at the moment. It's probably going to be another 8 or 9 months before I can pay myself. So I have to figure out how I can supplement the money that I was bringing from that into the household where I was paying a few things and making a few things happen, right? And not to mention, I have a wife who's a social media influencer, right? And at the moment, we're having challenges with getting paid from our Facebook and all this other stuff. So we got to figure all this out. So we're in a bad position as a family trying to get the money back to where it was.
Right.
So, and a lot of men can attest to this. It's all on you.
Yeah.
They look to you for the solutions.
And dog, when you're not bringing it in, not hitting it, it's like, it can affect you.
It affects you in a very big way.
Your value. Like, what's my confidence level?
When I have to look at my children and my wife and know that we're struggling at home, it's hard to bring energy to the job, right? Because you're thinking about, how do I take care of home so much that the job becomes second,
right on.
Right? So it's hard to kind of connect those two. So I'm in one of those positions like that. So yes, I'm going through a lot of challenges, and I've been through some very bad challenges. Some of the challenges earlier on was helping people and not being able to get any reciprocation, right? I've made some people some good money in their businesses and have yet to even get a referral from their network. And it's difficult to watch you succeed off of the back of the information and the tools and the things that I gave you, and you not even give me a call like, hey, I got a couple of people that I think that would benefit from what you got going on. So that early on, I was going through that. Absolutely. So that early on, that was some things that I was going through. Then I went through a challenge where I was underpricing myself. There was a time where I was doing coaching for $50. I would sit down with a person with what I know at an MBA level, right, at a master's level, and give them information on how to grow their business, and they would go do it, and all they paid me was $50 for that hour. Because I was in a position where I thought, I'm only 3 years in to this coaching thing, and I really don't know what I'm doing, right? I had that thing where a lot of us go through where we feel like we're a fraud.
Was that imposter syndrome?
The imposter syndrome, yeah. I felt like for 2 years of my business, I felt like an imposter. Like, who am I to go tell someone how to grow their business and mine isn't growing at the rate that theirs is growing? But I had to realize that the information I know is bigger than what I'm going through at the moment. And I had to use that information to both grow my business and theirs. And that's how it started kind of growing back then. But those are the challenges that I face on a daily basis. Like, we're not talking about I'm always solvent in my business. There are times where all the money goes to bills and I can't pay myself. And I'm okay with that. But I would definitely like to get to a lifestyle, the lifestyle that I was living for a moment, where I'm able to pay all the bills, pay all the systems, pay all the virtual assistants and all the stuff that I have, and still be able to live a comfortable life and be able to hang out and do some of the things I like to do with my family. So right now I'm working on that. I'm reverse engineering the problem, the entire issue from a 10,000 foot view, and I'm making a bigger play at fixing the problem. Like right now, I'm not trying to fix like a Band-Aid type thing. I'm trying to really put something in place to where I can have new challenges and new problems. These challenges that I've been facing for the last 10 years, I'm about tired of them. So now I'm trying to alleviate them all with a system that it doesn't happen again, so I can move on to the next part of life where there's some bigger challenges that I would love to face.
Yeah. So, this is crazy, man. And I'll share this on another podcast, but I was going through looking for something,
Yeah.
and I spent like down a rabbit hole trying to find like a old insurance
Yeah, yeah,
license
yeah.
number,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
And I found some goals that I wrote down back in 1989,
Mm.
and I looked at them, and there's some deep goals because this year we did this map it,
Yeah, yeah.
a dream it, map it, live it, and we're going back to our goal process. But I looked there, and one of them said to never get stressed out over financial matters,
Man.
because I knew back then that if you're making a lot of money, you got different issues.
Yeah.
If you ain't making enough, you still got issues, right? It's like
Yeah.
no matter where you are,
There's gonna
you
be
got
challenges.
issues. And so
Yeah.
what I'm hearing from you, man, it's like it kind of started with your business not bringing in the money,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And that can have a ripple effect, though, right? Not just life takes funding,
Mhm.
so you've got to pay for things. And even though your revenue may not be consistent, that doesn't mean the other companies that are providing you services will say, "Oh, okay, cool, and just give me money when you got money," right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, they want money on their monthly basis. But that can be a rippling effect of how we feel about ourselves, how our family and people who rely on us feel about ourselves.
Yes.
That's what I was writing down. And you've always been in a sense of helping people and giving. And then you started thinking that giving is cool, but if you're giving from a sense of you feeling like you're not worthy,
Yeah.
and then you're not really in a situation where charging someone who can afford your services,
Yeah. Yeah.
you're giving your services away at a very low price.
Yeah.
That adds to the problem,
Yeah.
right? Um, and then it's just this imposter syndrome. Those are big things, man.
Yeah.
And as you were sharing this with me, what also spoke to me is that you wrote a lot of books
Yeah.
where the solution is in the books that you wrote, right?
It is.
And so someone has told me, you need to practice what you preach. It's like, no shit. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
not preaching this saying that I'm not human.
Right.
It's
I
like-
go through those times where I'm being a little combative and I'm
Yeah.
being stubborn and
Like, we're
everything
not
like
listening
that.
to God on the shoulder. God's trying to tell you, bro, you valuable. Like, what? You talking to me?
Most people don't understand. It's hard to listen to your own advice when you're so engulfed in a problem.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm trying to fix the problem. Yeah, I know that I should be doing this. Yeah, I know I should be doing that. But right now, this bill needs to be paid. Right
Mhm.
now, my wife needs this. Right now, my son needs this. And I need to figure out the quickest way to get that, and then I'll get back to the problem.
Yeah.
Because as a man, as a businessman or a man, period, your first priority is your family.
Yeah.
So when you're going through this situation where the money's not right, your mind goes to men first before businessman. You're trying to figure out how to fix the family problem first before you're trying to fix the business problem. You have to find a healthy medium, and that's where I'm at the moment, trying to figure out this healthy medium where I understand that what I do with the business helps out at home and
Mhm.
vice versa. So I'm trying to find that great pendulum where it's working back and forth, and I'm able to get in a rhythm. Because if I don't find it, priority one is always the family for me. And
Yeah.
in some men, priority one is the business. That's how you get an individual where the family's like, we never see dad, we never see,
Right,
we
right.
never knew him. That's because the priority to him was making the money and building the business, building the passion. But for me, the business will lack, it will fall down because my first priority is the household.
Mm.
So I have to figure out this walk in the middle where I'm walking this great line of everything works in the good for moving forward. So that's one of the lessons I'm learning at the moment and trying to build a system that integrates into both sides of my life, which is the businessman and the father and husband and all that.